Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy with Zero Phase. This is Eric, and in this video I want to dive into a new model that's kind of hit the scene. It's called, it's an SDXL model and called Lightning, and this model is absolutely phenomenal in the level of detail, the realism, on a lot of different levels. So this model is based off of so there's a base model from ByteDance just called SDXL-Lightning. This is a progressive adversarial diffusion distillation. I know I'm reading just this right here. I don't understand exactly what that means. It's a new way of doing the SDXL models that allows you to do extremely low steps while producing amazing results. We're going to dive into that into this video. I would highly recommend going to this page, reading through this, and becoming familiar with this. They do offer, there is a demo where you can go and try it out if you don't have like Stable Diffusion, Automatic 1111, or Comfy UI, or whatever on your local system. You just come over here. There's a group called AP123 where they have an SDXL Lightning test interface where you can put in a prompt. It just locks it at 4 steps and just hit run. It takes a minute sometimes to grab a GPU, but then renders it and gives you the results. So it's pretty good. What we're going to do though, I'm going to go in, we're going to do some examples using different models. There are several different models now that are using this technology, and we're going to just go through and review those real quick. In fact, let's dive into showing you the different models first before we dive into this. Okay, so I'm pulling this up in my Stability Matrix software. I'm actually using Stable Diffusion, Automatic 1111, Forge, which unfortunately Stability Matrix does not have a package for that one yet. I'm expecting them to get one in, but in the meantime I've manually installed the Forge edition, but I've got it set up to utilize the model base model folder that Stability Matrix uses, a central folder. So I just come in here, type in Lightning. You can go to Civet AI and type in Lightning there as well, and do a search for just checkpoints and kind of pull the same results. I will warn you that it doesn't show all of the Lightning-based models, which I think is very interesting. There's one in particular that I love using. It's the Juggernaut Lightning model, and that's the one I'll start doing the demonstrations with. But if you come in here, there are it looks like 8 different models right now, at least that it's showing here, that utilize the Lightning technology. You can see up here, if they'll either put it in the title, it'll be tagged that, whatever. So I'm going to walk through the settings that you'll need to have set up on this to get the best results, what to look for, and really kind of how to get the results you want. So let's dive into this. Okay, in the interface here, I've got certain things already set up, and I actually have a config preset for this because it's just easier to have that set up. Okay, when you're using a Lightning model, I've not used a VAE with it, and it seems to turn out great. So this is the Juggernaut XL Lightning model. It's a photorealistic model, but the results you'll see, like that image I showed at the beginning, was from this model. It seems like most of the models are based a little more on realism. I think that's what the base model is on. So I'm kind of expecting some more models to come out that will give more digitally illustrated or some other results. But let's go through this and tell you what the settings I use to get just absolutely speedy results and great results. So first of all, if you're using the Forge edition, you do get some different samplers. I typically will stick with these 3 right here: the Euler A Turbo, DPM++2M Turbo, and the DPM++2M SDE Turbo. They're just designed, these are samplers that are designed for turbo models and or the fast models, we'll say. Sampling steps, I'm just going to put it at 4 for this particular demonstration. You can go down pretty low on this, and you can actually increase it. Okay, the more steps you put it up to, it actually adds a little more detail, and I'll show you what I mean by that when dealing with like high-res fix. Okay, the config scale you want at 1, no higher than 1.5. The reason for this is you get above this and you start getting artifacts, it starts kind of looking blown out. Anyway, you'll see what I mean by that too. Here we'll show some examples. And that's really it. Now, right now I've got it set to a 16:9 aspect ratio. I like doing wide format. If we do some characters, I'll flip that and go to 9:16 or by 4:5. So I kind of switch between those. So first of all, let's get some prompts and let's just show some examples on this. I'm going to jump over to my prompt generator. I want to do some sci-fi scenes. I love sci-fi. You know, I know a lot of you like fantasy too. That seemed to be like the higher rated one on my the survey I put out. So let's do that. Let's do intricate fantasy landscapes with characters. Let's just pop some prompts out like that and just see what we get here. Adding, with these models, I've tried doing like digital illustration and other mediums. It kind of sticks to realism. We'll try some things here. So let's head back over here, drop these in to the from file or text box. And we are going to do the 9:16. I want kind of a long version. So, and I'm not doing high res fix on this yet. I want you to see how fast this is. And I have it set to show this kind of in real time as it generates. So you get to see how fast this goes. So this is 5 different images. Okay. And as you can see, these are a little faded. So make sure I got everything else set right. Let's try 1.5. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah. I mean, these have great color. There's tons of detail. Now, this is, again, just the first render. Typically, you're going to want to upscale these. But the speed at which it pushes this out is amazing. So let's move over to using, I don't use a negative prompt with these. I don't feel it's necessary. They've got these models pretty well refined. But we are going to turn on high-res fix. I'm going to turn, oh, you know what? I apologize. So we're going to start over. So what I've been doing, like to get the images you saw before, the initial render I do at like 8 to 12 steps. It gets the image, oops, and the initial image done there. That's why these are looking a little blurry. So I'm going to kind of go back on that. And then when I do the high-res fix, I'm doing the high-res fix at 4 steps. Okay, but I'm not going to turn that on. Let's redo these at the 12 steps. It's still going to be incredibly fast. I know they say you can render these at 2 steps, 1 step, 2 step, 4 steps, and you can, but I'm going to tell you right now the quality and how vivid the colors are will change based on the number of steps you get and the number of details that you're putting into it. So as you can see, those look a ton better. Okay. What we're going to do, we can even put that down at 1 on the config level, and it'll look a little less painty. Now again, I have a 12 gig VRAM card. It's a NVIDIA 3080 Ti, so it tends to render pretty quick, but these models are designed to run fast. Each person is going to get slightly different results on a lot of this, but okay, now what we're going to do is turn on the high-res fix, and I am using a different upscaler. I usually use the 4X Ultra Sharp. Okay, it works really well, but the 4X NMKD Psi 200K, I think is better designed for this. It seems to give me better results when generating pictures from a Lightning model. So we're going to select that one, and again, high-res steps at 4. Denoise strength, I want it down. Depending on what you're doing, when you're doing landscapes like this, I know I said to have characters in it, and it doesn't really look like it put characters. So I'm not going to worry too much about the denoise strength. If you have people, characters, typically you want a little bit less on the denoise strength, because when you have it up above 5, it seems to mutate the characters. I don't know why. Somebody said about latent space. I'm not sure. So with these ones here, we're gonna do 0.55 and kind of show you what it does here. So it starts the render, goes through the 12 steps, shifts over to the upscaler model, and goes through 4 steps on that. Adds in the detail, and then moves on to the next one. Okay, I'm going to pause the video, we'll come back. Okay, those are done rendering. And let's just blow these up so you can get an idea of what this is. I mean, just the level of detail you get in this, how solid everything looks. And it's just, yeah, I think it's amazing. This is just absolutely amazing. I mean, these are my new favorite models. And you got some characters down here, which is awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the other SDXL turbo models and everything, but this is like a whole nother level. And being able to do it that quickly with this level of detail and just how intricate. I mean, it's amazingly intricate. The reflections in the water, everything. Like this one. This one just looks phenomenal. Wonder how they would use those stairs. Comes down here to the top of that. But yeah, and then you could take these and run these through another upscaler and even pull out even more detail. But these are just beautiful images. So now you've seen kind of some landscapes. Let's do some characters. Let's come over here and let's do some fantasy characters. And we're going to do a specific color set. I love the dark purples, lavenders. Let's add in some dark green. That might add some vegetation. And maybe even, I love orange. You know I love orange. Okay. Bring that over here. Let's do this. Okay. Just make sure we got showing wings, moss covered light golden sunlight beams, I want to make sure it actually gets the colors. Sometimes it doesn't actually put the colors in, so let's redo that. I made some modifications the other day because it wasn't putting them in at all, and so dealing with AI, sometimes it decides just not to do it. There we go, lavender, purple, deep forest, green, orange, red hues. Okay. I like it when it integrates it within the prompt. We'll go with these anyway. These are good because it still gets it. We're going to leave high-res fix on and let that render out here. Okay, those are done. Let's go ahead and bring these up here. I mean, look at the intricacy and the details around the branches. I love the styling in this one. It gives it kind of that, I don't know, grim, almost sepia tone. It's doing better with hands. Most of the images I'm generating, the hands are done better. Like this hand is great. This one has the standard, 6 fingers, or I should say 5 normal fingers, and then the thumb kind of in there. But the level of detail on this is really good. It does great with faces. I'm not using a detailer on this at all, which I actually find kind of messes up the faces and doesn't blend well with these renderings. It was interesting. As I was using a detailer, it would actually, you'd see the seam around the in-painting area. I tried doing things like increasing the edge blur, things like that, and I just couldn't quite get rid of it. So I just kind of left it, and I actually like this better because with a detail, you tend to lose a lot of the face, the skin specularity. I don't know, just the blemishes, the details in the skin, the dimpling, that kind of thing. And yeah, that's amazing. Come over here, let's go to this one right here. It does great with fantasy. I mean, these are beautiful. Green eyes. And yeah, I did bring in the colors I wanted. Got the green in there. It's got some of the lavender and purples in there. I don't know, what other color did I say? Orange. So yeah, it's got, you know, it's introducing the kind of the orange up here and the gold. Dragons it does phenomenal with. I love being able to, I'm sorry, I do love being able to pick my color themes over here and incorporate that into the prompt, because then you get beautiful stuff like this, where you have this kind of this orange scaling, but with like the lavender highlights, you know, so it's kind of theming the whole thing with that. Fairies that are not facing the camera, you know, it's a hit and miss thing with the wings, but again, what we're looking at here is the detail that is incorporated into this and what looks like a painting. I think this one was watercolor painting. Yeah, and it doesn't. It looks kind of like a watercolor. That's the thing with these SDXL models. I think it's just everything kind of looks either like digitally illustrated or to look real. So I do want to do one more demonstration. We're going to do some photographs, photography. So. Let's just do different models. And we're going to leave the color theming on there because I really love how it incorporates that. So make sure it actually gets the colors in there. Deep purple gown. Orange red lipstick. Yeah, it looks like enough. So let's grab that. Bring that over here. And I love being able to do multiple prompts at the same time. Okay, we're going to let that run and be back in a second. All right, so let's pull these up and show you the detail that it incorporates in these. I mean, it does eyes so well. Detail, like you can see the dimpling in the skin with this. This is up-resed, so with the high-res fix I'm doing, it takes it up to 2K. So we're going up to 2048 by 1152, and let's pull this up here. And so you get to see the detail there. So if you were to take this into do an up-res on a high-res fix, and I see you even get the skin blemishes in there, it's adding a lot more detail. I think you can even slightly see the hairs on the arm. It's a little hard because it's still not super high-res, but definitely better. Hands are getting a little better. This one's a lot closer up, and you can see the intricacy in the irises and the pupils, the reflections. You get more detail on the skin. Color theming is coming through, which is nice with the colors on the lips and the eyes. You get textures in the material. And it's just a solid model. I should say, just Lightning. This new Lightning model is really solid. I'm honestly in love with it, and I'm going to be playing around with this. I've tried a lot of different images, landscapes, and various aspects like that to get different results. And honestly, I don't know. I mean, there's other models have their ups and downs, and I'll use them for what they are. But this is just I'm sorry, I'm giddy because it's like anytime they release new stuff like this, it's like Christmas. You get to play with something new, and kind of push its limits, see what it does, see how well it performs, that kind of thing. And yeah, we're gonna do one more. One more here. It's gonna get rid of the clear the colors. We're gonna close this. I don't want to do anything with that. What we're gonna do is intricate, industrial, factory, gritty, dirty, and complex, large machinery. Let's get some prompts on that. Now, this model, my understanding, also works well without using the emphasis, but it does take the emphasis formatting, so with parentheses and the emphasis number here. But it should work well even without that. In fact, I've had people tell me that's how they do it. They just use the no emphasis generator. Oh, you know what? Let's set that to landscape this time. So we're going to do 16 by 9. Give it a second to cancel that out. Then we're going to hit generate on that and let that generate. Okay, let's pull these up. So for those who are curious, total render time on these 5 images with the upscaling is about 1 minute and 23 seconds. I know typically when you're doing high-res upscaling or the high-res fix, it can take a lot longer, but with these particular models, it does seem to speed it up. And again, I am working on a 12 gig card. I know not everybody is. I do take that into account. So what I would expect, though, is that you are going to see a speed improvement. Okay. Yeah, the level of detail on this is just insane. That's a cool one. They look like great big dynamos for like a power station or something like that. So be that what it is, definitely check out those links. I did put up a blog article that has links to each of those models. I'll link that in the description. And have a look. These are kind of game changers when it comes to the speed and the level of detail on how they are getting that detail in there. Definitely like and subscribe to my channel, like the video, and if you haven't checked out my prompt generator, Zero Gen, I love it. The people who use it love it. Gives them something that inspires them, allows them to check out lots of different things, dealing with whether it's the artists, being able to look through different artist styles, being able to add colors in, and then getting, I think it's something like 35 plus drop-down menus with all sorts of, hundreds of different, selections, options that, for things that maybe you wouldn't have even thought of when it comes to what you want in the image. So if you haven't, it's a free 3-day trial. Give it a try. If you don't like it, cancel it. Not a big deal. But you're gonna love it, especially the image analysis, dropping an existing image and getting a prompt out of it. So yeah, I'm gonna plug my prompt generator here. I call it my online prompt forge because of the level of the ability to manipulate things a lot. There's a lot of things you can do in modifying your prompts, getting access to these artists. We're just going to do a quick demonstration of one aspect of this. I've kind of shown you the artist and reference screen, but I want to show you the image analysis. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick an image and bring it up. So here's the original image we're going to try to duplicate. I mean, it's not going to be exact, but we should get something that's very close, or at least has the same characteristics. Okay. So we're going to drop that right there and hit analyze. Once it finishes, it comes back with basically the prompts based off the description it was able to determine through visually analyzing that image. We're going to copy those, come over here. Let's change this over to a 4x5, more of a portrait. We're going to turn off high-res fix. I don't really need that right now. And put these down here. Oops. And let's just generate that and see what it comes out to. Each model reacts differently. There we go. So that one turned out pretty good right there. I mean, it's like I said, it's not exact, but the coloring, the hair, the eyes, the clown makeup, clown outfit. I did find that there was a different model that seems to react a little bit differently to these. Let's see, I think it was Turbo Vision. I'm going to switch over to that and see what that looks like. These are going to look a little bled out just because I left the config scale down at 1. This model works better at like 2 to 2.5. But as you go through these, you do get the same kind of thing. You get red hair, you get kind of the same eyes, the same framing. So that's the whole point of the image analysis, is the ability to get a prompt that'll get you very close to what the original was. Okay. Very cool stuff. If you ever have any questions for it, join our Discord, and I'll answer whatever you need on it. Again, you get a free 3-day trial with it, so there's no risk. Fully functional. I don't restrict anything in the free trial. So give it a try. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk to y'all later.